Hello, fellow Broncos. My name is James Limbaugh, and I'm the UCOSA president for this upcoming year. Welcome to your freshman convocation. We are so excited to have you here at the University of Central Oklahoma. So many opportunities await you guys in this next 4 or 5 years. So many things are going to be changing in your lives, and I can honestly say that by the end of your experience, you'll be able to look back and say you grew as a person. But with this new opportunity for a college experience come new challenges, come new things that are going to look different. And like many things are going to look different this year. But that means that there are many opportunities for us as students to change and grow. I have 2 challenges for you guys as you navigate your way through the University of Central Oklahoma. First and foremost, very applicable this year, I don't want your opportunities to dictate your experience. A positive attitude can go a long way. And no, because this semester is going to look different does not mean that it's going to be less. Your personal experience here at UCO is dependent on how you feel about this campus. My second challenge for you as you navigate UCO is I want you to think of the word involve as a verb and as a noun. As a verb, you have to involve, you have to engage, and you have to push yourself if you want to grow as a person and as a Bronco. And as a noun, if you do apply involve as a noun, as a verb, you will feel it as a noun. You will feel personally connected to this campus. And so many benefits come from that. Your grades will be better, you'll make more friends, your experiences will be very different. Think of involve as a verb and a noun. Now more than ever, we have to come together as a community, as Broncos, to change the way we are living. Things are going to look very different, but so many opportunities await us. And as long as you change your mentality and really focus on the bright side and the things that we can do as Broncos and the opportunities we have, this semester will be great. And I'm very excited to see all of you guys from a distance this semester. Thank you.
Hello, I am Charlotte Simmons, Co-Interim Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it is my privilege to welcome you as a member of the graduating class of 2024 as you begin your academic journey at the University of Central Oklahoma. Whether you will be learning on campus or engaging remotely, soon you will be in your first classes with our outstanding faculty members who are experts in their disciplines and among the leading innovators in methods of instruction. Our assessment information shows that our faculty members are among the best in the nation in engaging students in activities outside the classroom as well, in what we refer to as high-impact practices, because we know they help to ensure our students not only finish degrees, but are better positioned for their careers upon graduation. We emphasize what we call the Central 6 of transformative learning. In addition to the discipline knowledge we focus on in the classroom, represented by our many degrees, programs, majors, and minors that are offered on our campus, we also encourage leadership skills to prepare you for succeeding along your career path. We promote research, scholarly, and creative activities that give you opportunities to display your creative skills and provide you with valuable experience for the workplace or graduate or professional school. Service learning and civic engagement opportunities accentuate the role you play in your community, especially at a metropolitan university like ours. We also want to connect you to the world through programs on our campus that ensure global and cultural competencies. And finally, we want to encourage your understanding of health and wellness to emphasize your well-being now and in the future. We commit to giving you the broadest educational experience we can possibly provide in order to help you join more than 100,000 former students and current alumni who have donned regalia as they graduated from our institution, dating back to its origins as a teaching college in the 1890s and the oldest institution of higher education in the state of Oklahoma. As you begin your journey toward a degree in your discipline, our biggest hope for you in your first year is that you come back for a second. I would like to introduce you to a group of people who will be supporting you throughout your journey. First, the 21st President of the University of Central Oklahoma, Patty Newhold Ravikumar, who was tasked with providing the vision and direction of our institution. My colleagues from the President's Cabinet include Diane Feinberg, Vice President for People and Culture, Kevin Freeman, Vice President for Finance and Operations, Ann Holzberlein, Vice President for Advancement, our newest cabinet member, Christopher Lynch, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Success, Adrian Nobles, Vice President for Communications and Public Affairs, Dr. Kendall Parrish, General Counsel, and Sonia Watkins, our Chief Information Officer of the Office of Information Technology. I'd also like to introduce Dr. Gary Stewart, my colleague and co-interim Vice President for Academic Affairs, whom you will hear from momentarily. It is also my pleasure to introduce the deans. Dr. Gloria Cadell, Interim Dean of the College of Mathematics and Science. Dr. Donna Cobb, Dean of the College of Education and Professional Studies. Interim Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Jeremy Aller. Dr. Janetta Sims, Dean of the Jackson College of Graduate Studies. Dr. Kathy Webster, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. And the Interim Dean of the College of Fine Arts and Design, Charlene Wydell. All of our university leaders, faculty, and staff look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Dr. Simmons, for that introduction, and welcome, new Broncos. Well, I thought about my first year in college. I will not tell you the year, but here is what was popular. See if you can guess the year. Disco was still popular. The Bee Gees, Donna Summer, Rod Stewart, Van Halen, Foreigner, and Styx were topping the charts. Michael Jackson repositioned his career and soon will be known as the king of pop. Philips, the electronic company, rolls out the compact disc, soon to be called CDs. I think these are now museum items. In June, McDonald's introduces the Happy Meal. ESPN is launched during this year. The first rap song is released in the US. And if it existed, it would have been considered crazy, not in a medical sense, to pay for water, such as a bottle of water. The Ford Pinto, how many of you remember the Ford Pinto? It was a lovely car. While it had lost its luster, you could still go to any parking lot in the US and find plenty of them. Well, if you haven't guessed it, I will tell you the answer. It was 1979, 41 years ago. I actually prefer to say 4 decades ago. It sounds a little better. Or if you're counting in dog years, it was 287 years in dog years. By one account, life has changed dramatically. Oftentimes, we measure this by technology. Technology has a huge impact on the way we live life and what I call our life world. As a sociologist, I could argue all day long about how technology changes our life world and our social realities. But from another perspective, life has remained relatively the same. In spite of it all, and in spite of all the dramatic technological changes, I can argue this point all day long as well. For example, universities still use semesters or quarters to document time in a course. And in fact, universities use credit hours as the measuring stick for what a course is worth. How many of you have been asked by someone recently this question? How many hours are you taking this semester? You might be shocked that when I went to college for the first time in 1979, I was asked the same question. How about this? Tuition, fees, books. I experienced all of those things in 1979. Classroom instruction. Here at UCO, we use whiteboards or smart boards. In 1979, we largely used chalkboards and overhead projectors. While different, they all presented the same material. A full-time student could graduate in 4 years in 1979. Today, it's somewhere between 4 and 5 years. Other things like advising, athletics, exams, lectures, films, student organizations, food courts, dorms or student housing, financial aid, wellness centers, etc. all of these things that you have today, I had in 1979. So what's the point? Well, while many things have changed, most things are the same. And one of the most important things that have stayed the same is what a college degree can do for you. If you play the odds, and I certainly do, people who earn degrees have higher incomes over the course of their lifetime than people without degrees. I teach intro sociology during the spring semesters. I always get challenged on this point because students will say, well, what about Sam Walton? Or what about the rock star or celebrities or athletes who never had a college degree? And I would respond by saying, those are the exceptional cases. I like to play the odds. And my advice to you is quite simple. Stay in school, keep making progress toward your degree, talk to your faculty, especially so if you are struggling. We have great faculty at UCO, and they are here to help you. There are many challenges that you face in 2020 that I was not challenged by in 1979. So persevere, persist, and endure the challenges. I will likely be on the stage for your graduation ceremony in 4 or 5 years. I can't wait to see you cross that stage. See you then. And remember, Broncos, hooves up and mask up.
Welcome home, Broncos. 130 years of history and hope are greeting you today as you start this journey. We are so glad you've chosen us because we've chosen you. Your presence here is far from accidental. Today, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. From our first 5 graduates to the more than 3,000 who earned their degrees this past year, there are more than 100,000 Central alumni in between. Today, you have joined this inclusive and welcoming community. There's something about firsts that makes them memorable. There are grand ones, like 100 years ago, women in America first won the right to vote. 50 years ago, the first time a man set foot on the moon. And then there are milestone moments that families celebrate, like a child's first step and the first person in their family to attend college. As adults, we remember our first crush, our first car, or maybe even our first job. We even measure people based on our first impressions of them. As you start classes next week, your family and friends will be curious about your first day of classes, your first new friend, and your first college accomplishment. You will experience a lot of great firsts on this campus. It's a campus that has many firsts of its own. Old North was the first higher education building in Oklahoma. UCO was the first institution of higher education in Oklahoma to adopt school colors. And in 1897, UCO had its first graduating class. So why do we remember the firsts? Because to do something for the first time often means pushing through your fears and taking a step in a direction that you haven't before. What might be the best of these firsts is the sense of freedom that you might feel here for the first time. To be the person you want to be, to choose the dreams you want to have, and to get a sense of how big the world is and how many opportunities there are to explore. Let me assure you that the more first experiences you have here, the more you will learn and grow. The only way to have first experiences is to try something new. UCO is an exceptional place, and I encourage you to check out a club or student organization, attend a virtual concert or theater production, volunteer for a service project, participate in small group activities. Regardless of whether these are virtual or in person, all of these opportunities will create meaningful connection points between you and the people who shared that experience with you. No commitment is required, but exploration is absolutely encouraged. COVID-19 will test your will to connect with people this year. We're going to give you opportunities to overcome the disruption caused by the physical barriers between us. Because you won't just happen upon a gathering under the blue tent or a Netflix binge party in the dorm lounge, you may have to work a little harder to make these important connections with the people around you. COVID can't crush the Broncos spirit, and we'll be here to help keep the momentum. The journey to your degree won't be easy. It will require you to stretch your mind to new ideas, to embrace different perspectives, and to let go of what you think you know in exchange for the freedom of true knowledge. It's important that you understand that learning happens not just in the classroom, according to the syllabus, but that learning happens in every interaction. Angela Duckworth conducted a study on why naturally talented people failed to reach their potential and why other less naturally talented people went on to achieve amazing things. She found that the one variable that made the difference wasn't IQ or GPA or even the type of school they attended. It was grit. Grit is a special blend of resilience and focused intention. It's passion and perseverance. What you will encounter in college will require your willingness to displace comfort for completion and procrastination for purpose. That's grit. Don't get psyched out by the student who finishes the test first, or the student who got the scholarship that you applied for. Your success in college and in life will require each of you to meet challenges head-on and struggle to overcome them, to deal with the inevitable setback and get right back in the groove. That's resilience. I want you to know that you are surrounded by a campus community that believes in you and your ability to succeed here. I always look forward to the cheering line that leads you to freshman convocation. I missed that for you this year because as a staff member and as your president, I love seeing your faces and sensing the anticipation of one of the greatest moments in your life. People all across campus come to cheer for you to demonstrate that you are why we are here. You've taken a bold step forward towards your future, and we are committed to preparing you for it. I can't wait to meet you and watch you amaze me. I expect great things from each of you. Go have a great freshman year, and go Broncos!
Hello, UCO freshmen. My name is Caleb Cash, and I'm the Associate Director for Student Engagement, and I'm so excited to be here today to welcome you to our university and to talk to you about some of the wonderful things that we have and how people will have an impact on your life at Central. Now, today's conversation will be based all about my experiences as an undergraduate student and our experiences at UCO. So when I began planning all of our programs that we do for our incoming students, such as Forge or Stampede Week or Welcome Home Week, I start with three basic questions. Number one, is this something our students would enjoy? Number two, is it something I will enjoy doing? And number three, is this something that will make UCO stand out in our state? Now, these are very basic ways to get started with our program, but I also add three extra questions to ensure that we can have some of the best things. The first question is this something that I would have enjoyed doing as a first-generation college student at the University of Alabama, Birmingham? The second is this something that I would have called my mom to tell her about when we completed the program? And the third question is this person someone who will impact our students? Now, you're probably sitting there right now thinking, that's kind of weird. Why would you ask those three questions? Well, I want to share with you how those three questions have shaped our students, our university, and my professional philosophy. Now, back in the fall of 2005, I was a freshman at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and I was excited to go to a 3-day overnight orientation program. Now, during this program, I was allowed to explore the city and meet so many different people on the first day. But on the second day, my mother came with me to orientation. Now, like typical 18-year-olds, like most of you have experienced, you're kind of embarrassed to have your mom or dad or family member or guest with you because they're asking all kinds of questions. But looking back, I am very excited that my mom went with me to ask the questions and to get to know people. Now, during her first day of the program, which was day 2, and as she was talking to people, she began meeting every single person that she could. Every guest speaker my mom introduced herself to. Every person she sat beside, my mom introduced herself. Like a typical Southern woman, no one was a stranger. Now, when we wrapped up the program on day 3, my mother found me and said, "Caleb, I need to introduce you to someone." So she did. She walked me up to this lady named Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley worked in financial aid. My mom looked at me and said, "Caleb, this is Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, this is my son Caleb. Caleb, Miss Shirley knows all the answers. You need to go and talk to her anytime that you have a question." Miss Shirley and I exchanged pleasantries and wrapped up the conversation, and that was what I thought would be the last time I ever talked to Miss Shirley. Now, fast forward to August now, and I'm starting my college experience. I am the best student, I think, until I start hitting issues. And that's when I realized quite quickly that I didn't know the answer, and I didn't know what I was doing. So the first person I called was my mom, the person I trusted the most. My mom immediately stopped me in the conversation and said, "Caleb, you should go see Miss Shirley. Remember, she knows everything." So I went to Miss Shirley's office and I scheduled an appointment. During that appointment, Miss Shirley did know the answers. And Miss Shirley also knew the person that I should go and talk to. Miss Shirley became a resource to me to ensure that I was successful in my time at UAB. Now, by the end of my second year, Miss Shirley retired. And I was lost for a minute there, but then I remembered that I had lots of people at my institution who would help me find all the answers. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we going down memory lane with Caleb and why is he talking about Miss Shirley? Well, I want to tell you that that small moment that Miss Shirley talked to me and assisted me made a huge impact on my life and my career. Every orientation program that I do with family members, the trainings that I do with my students, I often talk about Miss Shirley and the impact she had on me and my mother. And I talk about how we can give that experience to incoming students. Now, I finish this topic off with our family members and I say, I hope today when you finish orientation, you know there's at least one person at UCO who will help you. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not because you don't like me, and that's totally okay. I'm fine with you not liking me, but I hope you have found someone who you are interested in and who you want to connect with and learn more from. UCO is always here to support you as a student and a family member. Now, when I started telling this story 3-4 years ago, I thought I was doing it just because I wanted to share with people why we do what we do and why I have a passion of helping family members and students. But I've quickly learned that by sharing that story, we've changed the culture at UCO. Students and family members now email me, call me, text me, or they chase me down the hallway to say, "Hi, Mr. Caleb, I want you to be my Miss Shirley. I want you to help me understand college. I want you to help me be successful." And I always say, I would love to. I can't wait to help you. Now, I believe there are 3 things that we can take away from the Miss Shirley story that can help you as an incoming freshman at UCO. Number 1, take the time to learn, be present, and explore. Now, when I started college in 2005, I had Miss Shirley as one of my contacts on campus, but my very first person I talked to was a young lady named Danica. Danica was my orientation leader. When I started school, I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what programs to go to. I didn't know anything. But Danica quickly told me, "Hey Caleb, why don't you go to the events that we have during our Welcome Home Week? Or why don't you go and meet the people that you had in your orientation group?" I listened to her advice and I did go to those programs. But Danica also gave me one piece of advice that I'll never forget. "Caleb, go see a faculty member outside of class." And I did. I was a big band nerd in college, so the first thing I did was go and meet my professor for the marching band. And I talked to her about how I wanted to grow as a person and as a student, and how I wanted to be the best musician ever. And she listened. And we didn't do this in her office, we did it outside of the office. And Miss Samuels, the band director, always made sure that I was being engaged on campus and within the program. Miss Samuels went on to be one of my wonderful mentors in college. She wrote many recommendation letters for me, and she is still someone who ensures that I am doing the best that I can in my career. All because I sat down, I was present, I listened, and I explored that uncomfortable situation with her. Was I able to find a mentor like her? Now, the second thing I want you to know. You are going to make a difference and never know. UCO is full of many opportunities for all of our students to get involved on campus, and you are going to become the involved members. You are going to be the people who are going to change the lives of every student at UCO. Some of you are going to be the presidents of organizations, some of you are going to be members, some of you will become orientation leaders, maybe even a student ambassador. You will all find ways to change the world. And you will never know that you are changing it. But the one thing you should remember with this is You are changing the world now, starting your freshman year at UCO. And finally, the third thing I want you to take away is find your Miss Shirley. Now, I told you earlier that Miss Shirley retired when I graduated, or when my second year of college. When she retired, I didn't go and try to find ways to stay in contact with Miss Shirley. This was before Facebook, Insta, Twitter. We were not able to just keep in contact like that. So I started doing some research 13 years later to see what Miss Shirley was doing. And I found her information through some friends at UAB and maybe some former colleagues who gave me the information, and I emailed Miss Shirley. I emailed her and started chatting with her, and then I drove 700 miles back to Alabama so that I could see Miss Shirley face to face. Miss Shirley agreed to meeting with me, and we sat down in a very small room and we began talking. And I expressed to her how she had changed my life and how we have a philosophy at our institution called the Miss Shirley philosophy. Miss Shirley was blown away that so many people use the "let's find our Miss Shirley" line at our institution. She couldn't believe that students say that and family members say it. We wrapped up that conversation. Of course, we took a photo together. And as we were leaving, she looked at me and said, "Caleb, you are changing more lives than I ever could in the 2 years that I was at UAB." I stopped her after she said that and I said, "Miss Shirley, I am not changing many lives. You have changed thousands of lives because of the work that you did when I was an undergrad student." I will never be able to thank Miss Shirley for all the help that she gave me during my freshman year. But I can let that legacy live on by allowing our students to find their Miss Shirleys on campus. You are going to be able to find the person who is your advocate here at UCO. There are orientation leaders, student ambassadors, student leaders, faculty, staff, and many others on our campus who want to help you. Take the time to go out and find those people. Those people will become your best friends, your mentors, and sometimes your husband or wife. I can't wait to see all the great things that you do as an incoming class, and I know you're going to be great. Don't forget the 3 things that we discussed today. Number 1, take the time to learn, be present, and explore. Number 2, you're going to make a difference and never know. And number 3, find your Miss Shirley and one day thank them. Thank you, incoming freshmen, for listening with me as I've talked about Miss Shirley and the philosophy of our institution, and I can't wait to see what you do. Have a wonderful day and go Broncos!
We are Central! We are Central!
We are the President's Leadership Council.
Join PLC.
One big day.
One big thanks.
One big event.
Get involved!
We are the Black Student Association and we want you to
Get involved!
To lead,
Live.
Leadership. Come find your home at UCO.
With Acacia.
We are the members of Sigma Alpha Lambda. Service,
achievement,
and leadership.
Kappa Delta Pi, International Honor Society in Education.
Do you like swords?
Join the Medieval Society!
Rush Kappa Phi, Sisters in Christ, Sisters for Life.
There's always a place for you with NAACP.
Get involved!
Hola! We are the Association of Latin American Students. Come and join us.
Get involved!
With Student Support Services Leadership Organization.
I'm the UCO Homecoming Queen, and I want you to get involved.
What happened? I don't know. I was like...
Hey commuter students, you can be involved too by joining off-campus ambassadors.
We're the ladies of Alpha Psi Delta, and we want you to go Greek.
Bronze and blue, a little green too. Join SPV!
Roll juice!
Hi, we're the UCO Wildlife Society. Come get wild.
We are Sigma Phi Lambda, Sisters for the Lord!
Fight the disease you hate.
In the place you love.
Go Big Pink.
TEDx UCO. The power of the X.
If you're passionate about the environment, come join Students for Sustainability. Come to the dark side.
Get involved with Fandoms Anonymous.
We have cookies.
Get involved in the Food and Nutrition Club.
I messed that one up. Yeah.
Get involved in the Food and Nutrition Club.
You went like reverse. So like that wasn't a rewind.
Get involved in the Food and Nutrition Club.
Perfect. That was the best one.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
We're Anchor.
We help people grow in faith.
Happy homecoming!
We're the men of Sigma Nu fraternity.
And we want you to get involved.
And you too. Stop by the Catholic Student Center today.
Yeah!
Get involved.
Rush Talk have fun.
International Student Council.
Representing international students and promoting global and cultural competency.
ISC! Go Broncos! Go Broncos! There's so many ways to get involved with Winter Glow.
I'm with EDM at UCO, where music is magic.
We're Exercise Science Club.
Come get involved.
Hi, I'm Miss UCO. Come make your mark on campus. Get involved.
We're the BCM and we have pancakes
For you!
Central.
Association
For responsive educators.
We care.
I'm Mr. Central, and I want you to get involved.
Roll Broncos! Go Broncos! Woo!
We may be the leaders of tomorrow,
But we're leading today.
We're also ASB.
spreading the
Oklahoma Standard.
We're Broncothon.
and we're for the kids.
We are the brothers of Pi Kappa Alpha.
And we want you.
To get involved.
You are UCOSA.
U.
C.
O.
S. I was supposed to bring a fifth person.
Your student government. Wait, was that weird?
Sigma Gamma Rho, Sisterhood, Scholarship, and Service.
Love animals? Join Prevent.
Remember us?
We're your student ambassadors.
Get involved.
All you girls out there who wanna wear that white and blue, there's one thing we can say, and that's diamonds are for you.
We are Panalytic.
Get involved.
I'm Coach Bobek. I can't wait to see you get involved this fall.
We're the National Residence Hall Honorary, and we want you to get involved.
Inspire the women, impact the world. That's the motto of an Alpha Gamma Delta girl. What?
Casa es mi casa. Get involved. If you want to wear my crown, get involved.
We are the Ping Pong Association.
For
Everyone and anyone.
We're the resident assistants on campus, and we want you to get hyped for housing.
Shh, it's quiet hours.
We're the men of Sigma Tau Gamma, and we want you
To get involved.
We're the women of Tri Sigma, UCO's newest sorority, and we want you to get involved. Live from UCO, it's Friday night!
Now,
Check us out. We're put.
We are the ladies of Delta Zeta. Get involved. We are the
Asian
American
Student
Association.
get involved.
With the Business Professionals of America.
one, naive.
Oh, 6. We are the men of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
by way of the Zeta Sigma chapter.
And we want you, and maybe her over there.
What about
to
that
get
one?
involved? That one? Yeah. Okay.
Come on, get involved. Come on.
Hopefully you saw at least one organization in that video that you were like, wow, that's really cool. I really can't wait to be a part of that. Or, hey, maybe I want to learn more about it. Starting next week, you're going to be able to attend many involvement fairs on our campus. All of these organizations plus more will be out for you to meet and greet them. Now, we are in a new year and it is a little different, so take the time to find ways to engage with them. Our student organization platform, UCORE, is a great way to start, but the involvement fairs are even better. You heard me talk about it this summer, so I want to make sure you're staying engaged with them. Some of you in this audience will be the next president of the President's Leadership Council, or you're going to be the cheer captain, or you might be Buddy Bronco, or you could be the next James Limbaugh, the UCOSA president. Find your home at Central and find an organization that you can be a part of. Now, like all UCO events, we always like to close it with the singing of the fight song. Now, my voice is a little hoarse today from talking, so I'm going to actually let the fight song play as we finish up the program, and as it plays, sing along wherever you are. Sing it loud and proud. Most of you know it because you attended In-Person Forge this week. If you didn't attend it, or you don't know the words, we are going to put them on the screen for you to sing along. Make my day and be the first class at UCO who sings the fight song so loud across campus that I can hear it in my office. Thank you again for attending your convocation this year, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall. Go Broncos, y'all.